I got these, by the way, Seth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Do they
I'll give
work
them a
good?
shot. I don't know. I just got them like the other day, so I haven't had too much of an opportunity to give them a shot. So really cool though.
Uh,
Okay, cool. And we are streaming to several platforms, and it looks like it's going through. And we are also Zoom Live. All right, guys. So awesome. Okay, thank you everyone for attending our weekly coherence meditation. Today is September 26th, 2023. Every week we do these coherence meditations, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific, where I'm located, technically Phoenix here. So we welcome everyone to join us on our Zoom live meetings while we also restream out to Facebook and YouTube. If you are over there on those platforms, please give us a like, thumbs up that thing, and please subscribe and spread the news. You can find us also on freedomsnap.org/Seth. We also have a button there. You can join our newsletter. You can add the calendar to your device so you're notified every week of our coherence meditations. And for this week, we are going into the topic of number 2 of our series for healing substance dependencies, a coherence meditation journey. Different topic from last week, so I had to look that up just for a second there. So
yeah.
let Seth elaborate on that, and welcome aboard. Thank you, everyone. Off to you, Seth.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate that. Hello, everybody. I love how the same individuals keep coming back. So appreciate that. It's such a beautiful experience to feel that not only are we connecting with others in the world, but you guys are supporting us. It's like a team effort. We're all in this like microbiome of willingness to evolve beyond the norms that, society and the world has set for us. We're gently breaking it down. We're literally creating the attitude, the state of being that we all know we're capable of, but that here we are ready to encourage one another, to just totally be present with each other, be present with whatever name you want to call that infinite life force that is everything. It's animating our being. It is everything. And so bit by bit, we're all learning more and more about what we are, why we're here. And that's why this series of addiction is so important, because I've had extreme addiction problems in my life, like really, really difficult stuff. Ooh, hold on. The notifications for the restream are just going up. It's been something that not only that I've struggled with, but I've watched so many individuals, families, just really dealing with this whole thing of addiction. And it's interesting because what is addiction really? I've said to people, in many ways, it's almost like we're addicted to who we think we are, right? We grow up in a way where there's certain norms that society and the world has set up, and we kind of fall into this category of continuously identifying with who we think we are and what this world is, to the degree that it can be hard to get out of that. It doesn't leave a whole lot of room for growth or possibility. And so if you take the energy of addiction in the sense that who you identify with, you're given most of your time, you're thinking about that, you're feeling it, you're just literally creating neural architecture of a habit that continuously focuses on all the same thing we're pretty much used to focusing all the time. And so in that way, you could say we're addicted to everything. We're addicted to life. We're addicted to who we think we are. Like, it's all in there. And the beautiful thing about it is addictive energy can be deadly, right? It just can ravage an individual's life or their families. Like it's really, really intense. So what would the opposite of that be? And to me, I just feel like it's the willingness to create healthy habits that you literally choose to create, like what we work on a lot in this group, choosing to feel gratitude just because we're alive. And it's amazing how difficult that is for so many people. We have so many expectations and so many focuses that keep us in a box. And as individuals, as a species, all of it. And so now we're finally getting to a place where we're done identifying with the things that just keep us stuck, and that takes a little bit, it takes some healing, it takes some encouragement. And even more than that, it takes creating a habit of identifying with this force of energy that is causing everybody's heart to beat. It's causing like medical miracles happening in our body. It's so profound. And we're creating a habit of identifying with that, you could say, and we're doing it together. So the whole thing that we're doing here with this series and these coherence meditations is we're going to reform the neural pathways that get stuck into the same repetitious behavior. And we're going to open up the parameters, the boundaries of that box that we can get stuck in. And it's funny because the word addiction has so many negative connotations, but in a way, we're going to take all that addictive energy that's already in us, and we're going to get addicted to loving life, to the feeling that loving life brings in us. And I can tell you this, of all the substances I've ever used in my life, when my whole being is in a state of coherence, meaning my heart and my brain are synced up, my gut, my heart, my brain, every organ, every gland, every bit of everything that is in our body, when it's all in alignment and coherent, and you catch yourself, you're like, oh my God, I'm being conscious while I'm staying in this state of total coherence. And the feeling of that is better than any substance I've ever done. And all those substances in my life, it's that profound. And all it is just baby steps, but consistent baby steps. We can, if we only have 5 minutes a day to focus on getting into coherence, that's fine, but do it every day. And you'll find that over time, your willingness to take all of your addictive tendencies and build healthy habits with that energy, it starts to pay off. And that might look a little different for everybody. But one way of knowing is, like I said, you're in this flow state. Your whole being is in coherence with itself, and you're conscious of it. And you realize that you're not only a conscious participant in this process, but you're a major participant in it. And when you take this toxic ego, or who we think we are, I don't like to give too many definitions around ego and things like that, because everybody has their own experience. But if we were to say that the sense of self that most of us identify with and hold on to is the result of the same or similar experiences we learn every day in our life, and that creates all this neural architecture that is who we think we are. When you take who you think you are and you create a habit out of what you are, who you are gets introduced to what you are, right? What we are is the beat of energy that's in us, and who we think we are is who we think we are. It's like the sum total of all our thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, actions. And we're unifying all of that together. And as long as we're consistent in our efforts, then this force which if it's intelligent enough to make our whole body exist or give birth to universes, what do you think it can do when you create a habit of choosing to identify who you think you are with what it is you are, until that marriage just becomes self-evident in your life? You have new senses of what is possible. You're watching things around your life almost like effortlessly coming together, and or if not, it's bringing up old patterns that you're able to recognize and move beyond. And to me, that's reason to celebrate. So, right? I mean, all right, so I've been waiting to do this one because, again, it's something very near and dear to me. And also the state of the world. We're in a world that pretty much a culture, it celebrates addiction, binge watching on Netflix, or like everything we do. It's almost like a silent impetus to keep focusing on the same stuff over and over. And so in that way, it celebrates addiction. And the dark side of it, the more sad, intense side, is so many people in this world are going through, like in the US, the opioid epidemic is extreme. I mean, it's so extreme that it can be difficult, like a lot of people don't really feel like they're equipped to deal with that, or deal with a family member who's like that. And so this is that. We're coming together, we're creating a safe, healthy space, and we're going to get really good at feeling gratitude for life. Everything was taken away from us, and all we had was our own life. You create a conscious relationship with that. Yeah, it's something to celebrate. So let's get everybody here totally relaxed. Whether you're sitting.
Hey, Seth.
Yes, Greg.
Sorry, I totally didn't want to interrupt.
That's all right. Perfect time.
Okay, so in case anybody didn't hear us from last week, okay, our format that we're trying to adhere to is we're trying to slim it down a little bit so they don't last an hour and a half, 2 hours or anything, but maybe like the first 10, 15 minutes is just some general discussion and stuff like that. And then we'll go into our coherence meditation. Now at the very end, we'll probably just drop off. Probably this case. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But also the first 10 minutes gives you some time to get that water.
Yeah.
And then likewise, and since I won't be able to announce this at the very end, for anybody that does not know, our YouTube channel is Cosmic Guy Community. All of our recordings are on there every single week. As we mentioned, this is a series. So this is the second part of the series. And what we originally, when we came up with this idea, was basically along the lines of addiction, with developing those addictions earlier on in our childhood between like 6 and 8 years old, and kind of stemming up from there. That's what we are kind of tailoring these series towards. So
And
that's it for
I
now.
want to add to that, Greg, like there's a demand for a conversation. People want to be able to talk about this stuff. So we're considering, we haven't gelled it completely, but we're thinking about maybe another day or another evening during the week, we could start doing just conversations, like a 5-minute meditation maybe, and then getting to a place where people can voice what's on their mind, what's in their heart, together with others who are doing that. So it helps kind of bridge the gap. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen probably at some point. So yeah, and everybody in here, help us get the word out. We're going for that 100th monkey, the morphogenetic fields, Rupert Sheldrake. We are literally getting to a point where the more people who focus on this vibrant energy that is life within, and who create habits of doing it to the degree that it gets so good that it becomes the most important habit, because you get into a flow and it feels amazing. And then you realize that's a skill. So anyway, share the video, like it, love it, all of that. But yeah, so hold on, wait, I can see the chat here. I just want to, yeah, it's totally true. You know, it needs to happen. There's a level of conversation around all this stuff that would go with the meditation. So, and Nancy, yeah, thank you for your time here. And I see you're going to go early, but no worries at all. So if you have water, keep it near you. If you don't have it, you can go get it. Or if it's in your refrigerator, you can leave it where it is and still work on imprinting the work we do tonight. The level of coherence you develop can be put into your water. Wait, I think, Jason, you asking something? Can you?
You need to unmute yourself, Jason.
Yeah, perfect.
Can I just see me and you guys, or in how does this work exactly?
So basically, yeah, you're in the Zoom with us. It streams out on YouTube, Facebook. I don't know which one, a few of them. Greg knows what they are. But yeah, you're just here. We do a guided meditation. You just totally relax wherever you are. You know, try to just get super comfortable, and then I'll guide you. My voice will guide you to yourself. And that's what we're looking to do.
So I can't see anybody else who's in, it's just me, and like I can see you and I can see me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Greg,
Yeah, the other 15 people over between right now, 15 people over on YouTube and Facebook, they can't see any, or I'm sorry, we can't see them. Okay. When we actually start our meditation here, what I usually do is I do a spotlight with Seth, and then I put like a pretty graphic over to the right or left of Seth, maybe with like a waterfall or something, kind of set the mood.
Okay.
And then I mute everybody and Seth goes at it.
Okay. I was just curious how, like, if I could, that's all.
Good question.
Yeah. I've known Jason for a long time, so I really appreciate you coming here, and I'm confident you're going to love this. So, all right. With that said, just start to really relax. You've got a cup or a glass or a jug of water that's near you, and you're just going to let your chair, your bed, your couch, whatever it is that you're on, you're just going to totally relax into that surface, and you're going to let it hold you, hold all your body weight, so that during this time together, you can just completely relax and start to attune your senses with all of this amazing energy work that's in our bodies happening, whether we're focused on it or not. The miracle of life is so intelligent. It's so intelligent that when we start taking our own intelligence and focusing on this infinite consciousness, we create a bridge between the conscious and unconscious parts of ourselves. And the more we do this work, the more we bridge all that we already are. And we bridge it by getting aware of it. So wherever you are, just totally relax and let whatever it is that's holding you, let it be your nurturer. The substance or the place that you're on, it's got you. You're in its arms and it loves you. Just scan from your top of your head to your toes. Just notice if there's any place that's holding any kind of resistance or pain or friction. Just let yourself gently take note of an area in your body or in your life that you want to work to bring more coherence into now and as we continue forward. And as you're relaxing, let your breathing relax. Get into a very gentle and slow, rhythmic breathing pattern through your nose mostly. But get it even, or as even as you can. Like maybe 3 seconds on the inhale, 3 seconds on the exhale. And when you've kind of figured out what your comfortable breathing parameters are, then just kind of let go of that and let that same little part of you that is aware of your intention or what you want to work on in your body, let it regulate your breathing so that you don't have to focus on it so much. We just want to find a few things that we keep our attention on while we do this. And whatever those few things are, they begin to start being affected in a healthy way just by the coherence of all the energy that's in all of our organs. We're taking our intelligence and we are merging it with the innate intelligence of our body. And this is exciting. It's totally relaxed and it's totally alert at the same time. But that relaxed state, that's the foundation. And when you get really relaxed, it's almost like you're letting your body go to sleep while you're keeping your mind alert and aware. And your intention of doing this and continuing to develop it, that's a skill. It's a habit that you can get really, really good at. Even in the most difficult situations of your life, you can get so good at doing this that when difficult thing comes up or any kind of situation that could throw you out of balance, when those things happen, these habits of being connected to our body, they're always there. And as we get better and better, eventually we come to a place where we recognize, just like when we go to sleep and we're still breathing, the nervous system is still operating on. All of that is happening already anyway. And we're just bringing our attention to it. And we're doing it consistently so that at some point we're going to realize that it's almost like we're on autopilot. We trust this energy that is causing all of our hearts to beat, the pulse of life. We're getting so good at bringing our attention to it. And it returns by acknowledging that you are choosing to acknowledge it. And even that becomes a new skill that you can get better and better at. You're taking your awareness, you're focusing on the force of energy that is allowing you to be aware. And bit by bit, you're creating a habit that will support you forever. It's always there anyway. We're just bringing awareness to what's already happening. And we're creating a healthy relationship, one that we can apply in any day-to-day activity of our life or pursuit or anything we're studying and learning to become better at. We can bring these flow states to everything, and they will always enhance whatever it is you're focusing on. So you're totally relaxed. You're breathing rhythmically, gently. When you get into that space of total calm, alertness, smile through your heart. You don't need to think about what it means. You already know how to do it. You just smile through your heart. Put a smile on your face if you want to. Because whatever that smile feels like, that is the type of energy that we're bringing to the energy that it already is. If smiling reminds you of something that happened in your life or when you were a child, any kind of positive experience you've had in your life, when you think about it and you feel it, your smile is a reminder of what love, happiness, joy, excitement, gratitude. Your smile can get you to know these states of being so well. When you have these moments of aha or certainty that you're in harmony, you try to memorize what that feeling is and what it feels like in your body. Because the act of doing that, of memorizing how you feel when something positive or uplifting happens, that's you creating a new pattern of growth. And the more you identify with it or focus on it, the more you reinforce all of the neural architecture in your brain and body to continue to make a habit of self-induced states of gratitude. So you're totally relaxed. You're breathing gently. You feel a little bit of that happiness. You're smiling through your heart or through any other organ and gland in your body. Or you're smiling in your energy field. You don't even need to think about these. You just show up. You put a little bit of your influence into it. And this energy is so intelligent that it knows what to do. When we become a conscious participant in being aware of how incredible life truly is. And as you relax, as you're breathing, as you're feeling joy or gratitude because you're alive and we're here together, focus your awareness in your heart, in your physical heart, and in the middle of your head at the same time. And note that even though you might not be totally consciously aware of how the heart and brain communicate with each other, even though you may not be able to be super aware at understanding what they're saying to each other and how they're communicating, all you need to know is that they are. They are communicating, they're sharing information, they're regulating all the different systems in your body. And by you acknowledging that they're doing that, by you taking your awareness and focusing it on this profound innate intelligence of life that we all are, that we have ever been, and that we will ever be. You're letting that process know that you're ready to be aware of it, to pay attention to it. And by doing that, you amplify all of the energy that's already there. And that is one of the most beautiful and exciting things you could do, because as you continue on this process, as you build greater habits of self-awareness, you are prioritizing who you think you are, person that you are. You're taking that person and you're prioritizing, focusing on this innate intelligence that's already there. If you're able to feel your heart beating in your chest, just acknowledge that you can. Maybe you need to rest a little more or relax. Whatever kind of state of calm you choose to get into, at some point you're going to be able to feel your heart beating. And if you can feel your heart, focus on that feeling of it beating. Boom, 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 boom. Just be mildly aware of it. And if you can feel it, right from the source of where it's coming from, then you're going to get a lot better at being able to feel your pulse anywhere in your body. And if you can do that, be aware of feeling your pulse in the middle of your head, like right in the middle of your brain, the brain stem. You're just keeping your attention on that one area, and you're allowing yourself to feel your pulse. And you're not focusing on it with total pain or focus to the degree that it's uncomfortable. You're just letting yourself be mildly focused on the feeling of feeling your pulse in the middle of your head. And with your attention in the middle of your head, breathing, relaxed, smiling, let that feeling that you're choosing to focus on in the middle of your head, just gently let it drop right into your stomach. Right behind your belly button. And if you can feel your pulse in your heart, in your head, then you can get good at feeling it in your gut, in the middle of your body, behind your belly button. You're just allowing yourself to be aware of that area and feeling your pulse in it. And really choose to smile. Smile through the pulse of your body. And let the feeling of that smile, you being gratitude, feeling it, being so in tune, and acknowledging that not only is life enough, it's the greatest gift there ever could be. And we're just learning how to get better and better at acknowledging that feeling. It's always there. You're smiling. You're in your head, your heart, your gut. You're in all of that at the same time. You're feeling your pulse in all of those areas simultaneously. You're getting so relaxed to the degree that you start realizing that you can feel your pulse everywhere in and around your body at the same time. And when you do start to realize and get more confident that you can feel your pulse everywhere in your body, around your body, simultaneously, let yourself feel what that feels like. Feel the pulse. Relax even deeper. Let yourself feel your pulse everywhere. And if you still have in mind whatever it was that you chose to take note of when we began this coherence meditation, any pain, resistance, trauma that feels like it's stuck in you or it's centered in a specific area of your body, bring your attention to that place and let the pulse of your own body that you're already feeling, let that issue just totally melt into this pulse of life. No matter how great the pain is or the resistance, you're going to relax so deeply into that pain, that issue. You're going to relax into it so much so that whatever it is, it's absorbed in a sea of coherence, of gratitude that you feel for this incredibly innate intelligence. You're choosing to be so aware of all these parts of your body in you that all work together to keep you in a state of health, of balance. Let whatever issue you feel.
He said, Chris said it would be a good day, but how far to drive? Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Keep your peace no matter what comes up. You can just so easily stay focused on this so that whatever comes up, you're still remaining coherent. And if you feel something that you've been carrying around with you for a long time, some kind of trauma or some kind of experience that you had when you were younger, something that happened and it caused you to get into a state of fight or flight. Let yourself be aware of that incident. Maybe it was something jarring that caused a tremendous amount of trauma or drama. Something that really affected you to the degree that maybe you weren't able to deal with it at the time. And maybe you have unknowingly suppressed whatever that feeling or experience that you've had in your life. Maybe you've had it suppressed and you just weren't aware of how to deal with it. And so maybe you figured that you could do something, any kind of substance, any kind of emotional focus. Maybe you brought awareness or a way to cover up whatever it is you went through. Maybe because you didn't know what to do with it. You thought that maybe something, some kind of substance, whether it's drugs, alcohol, anything that you started doing at any point in your life because you were struggling with something that you didn't know how to deal with. And whatever that was, forgive yourself. Any kind of guilt, sadness, any clinging to that which upset you. Just forgive yourself. And whether you're able to know it or not, that event you don't have to hang on to it anymore. If it was experiential, anger, fighting, abuse, all the different things that can really throw us out of balance. Forgive yourself. And if it included others, forgive the others. And if what they did was just something that it's almost impossible to forgive, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself by letting your awareness totally release your memory of them. You are forgiving them for you. You're forgiving whoever or whatever it was. You're forgiving it. You're forgiving them so that you don't have to continue to pull that weight now or throughout the course of your life. You're forgiving them for you. And if this trauma created visions or things that you witnessed with your eyes, and the memory of experiencing those things or seeing them or feeling them, if you have that in you, that imprint of experience, feel your pulse inside the memory, inside the feeling of whatever that was. And just like when we smile to acknowledge that we have the ability to choose how we want to feel in our life. And if we can forgive ourselves, look at whatever that was that happened as a growing experience, something that maybe at the time you weren't capable of being this objective about, something that really threw you off balance or hurt you. You're doing that now. You're letting whatever happened be completely embraced by your smile, by you feeling your pulse in your body and in that experience. You're creating an environment so that whatever the trauma, whatever the drama, whatever it is or was that imprinted it into your sense of self, you're changing your body chemistry. It might have been something that hurt so bad, but you can choose to feel so much gratitude for life that your ability to feel gratitude, it's more powerful than the memory of the pain. You're choosing to feel gratitude to the degree that you're letting whatever it was that happened go. And whatever substance or substances or behaviors, whatever you have done in your life so that you don't have to feel or experience whatever it was that happened. Anything you use to do what maybe at the time you weren't able to know what to do, but you are now. You can choose to get so good at feeling gratitude for life that that feeling supersedes and overrides your attachment to what once was. You are unconditionally choosing to feel grateful for your life and all that has happened. Choosing to feel gratitude for all of that. And whatever it was that you used or that you are using. And any of your feelings of guilt, anger, sadness, grief, as intense as those different feelings and emotions and sensations can be, you can love life, the life that you already are, the life that is causing all of these medical miracles to happen throughout our whole body and its chemistry. And you take your awareness and you regularly focus on the innate intelligence that's already doing miracles. You're creating body chemistry, habits that begin to override and become so in tune with your smile that whatever happened to you can just go on its own. You're not focusing on that anymore. You are focusing on this state of being that is acknowledging its own ability to heal the body, the mind. You're letting your soul, your spirit, along with your waking awareness, you're intentionally creating a space that can nurture and heal whatever the pain, no matter how intense it was. And you're relaxed, totally relaxed. You're breathing rhythmically, slowly. Have that little smile going. And the intention to feel that smile in your body, choosing to feel it and memorize that feeling so that you're building a bridge of what you were into what you are. And if you can get your mind to a place of acknowledging how brilliant, how incredibly powerful this innate intelligence of our body is, you're acknowledging that it is so much more powerful and healing and nurturing. It is so much more healing than any of the residual side effects of your attempts to bypass the pain, the trauma. You're creating a state of being intentionally with your organs, your glands, the fluid in your bodies, the blood, the water. You are choosing to choose in a way that allows you to focus so deeply on acknowledging how profound all of this is. And you're letting yourself be in awe. And this is causing everything in your body, all the water, it's causing it to be structured in a way that represents you embracing the potential that you know is there. And whatever substance or substances that you may have used as a way to cope with whatever happened, if you can objectively acknowledge any and all of these substances, if you can acknowledge that they were teachers, as brutal as they can be, you can be so grateful for life that no matter how brutal it was, it doesn't have the foothold for you. It doesn't have the ability to be imprisoning you in your own cycle of finding coping mechanisms to deal with the life that maybe you have unconsciously addicted to the feelings cycles. You're flooding all of that in a way that is so incredibly powerful that all these substances begin to lose their effectiveness. And if you're somebody who has a family member that's doing all this, someone who's stuck in an endless cascade of looping thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, actions that are driven by the effects that these substances have on somebody's body chemistry, you're able to witness and be the observer of whoever the person in your life is that's addicted and that's suffering. You're able to be so coherent that anytime you view this situation, you know that that feeling of coherence can override any of the old energies, any negative effects of the substances that family members or loved ones might be using. And if the loved ones want to change, but they don't know how, and whether they know it or not, by you being in a space of love, appreciation, total coherence, your entire being, that is you acknowledging your own nature and trusting in that nature to work through anything, any suffering that you or a loved one is facing. And if this substance or substances, if you can find it in you to acknowledge that they are teachers, they're teachers that don't need to be there anymore. They have taught their lessons and they can go. And they go simply because you're creating a habit of you acknowledging that your ability to feel the pulse of life in your body and the feeling that pulse creates, with you choosing to feel that little smile, that gratitude for life, you're creating body chemistry that is in harmony with all the unconscious or dormant states of awareness that are in all of us. The more you create a habit of elevating your body chemistry with gratitude for life and acknowledging that whatever the substances are or were, they don't have the power of an individual or a group of individuals. They don't have the power to override body chemistry set of magnitude, of awe, of experience, of wonder. All of that old stuff doesn't stand a chance when anybody is in these states of being that they embody because they chose to create a habit consciously, not unconsciously reaching for things that only work for a little bit and that have long-term repercussions. You are choosing to feel gratitude for life exactly how it is, as hard as that can be. But if you keep choosing it, you build a habit of remembering the feeling of your heart, your brain, your gut, your spinal fluid, your bones, your blood. All of that sides with you when you start to become aware of it. And when you can realize that you are the influencer of your own body chemistry, know that whatever these substances is or were, they don't need to be there anymore. And whatever these substances are or were, they only work because there's parts of our body, receptor sites. They work because there's already systems in our body that are accepting of them. And when we realize that we don't need these substances anymore because we create body chemistry that mimics and far surpasses eventually these substances lose their power because you're creating states of gratitude from within that are so much more powerful than any of them. And if you're holding space for a loved one, just know that you have the ability to embody states of being that are so much more incoherent with the natural coherent fields of the planet we're on, of the soul that we are made up of this magnificent universe, the galaxy surrounding wherever it is we are. That is nature. And when we are harmonized with our own inner nature, it's only a matter of practice until we begin feeling how these greater coherent systems that are out in the universe around us, they support the systems of our body in a way that we learn to love and want to spend more time focusing on. So just a little bit of this focus done regularly, it begins to connect us with everything in the known or unknown universe, the known or unknown quantum field of life. The habit of becoming conscious of that will become so much greater than anything that may have temporarily been in the way of that conscious reunion with your own inner nature, becoming a part of the greater next. We are this powerful. We are this connected, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. We are this connected. All we have to do is just routinely make a habit of knowing nature through our own inner nature. You're totally relaxed. You're breathing. You're feeling your pulse everywhere in and around your body. And you recognize that you can become really good at sustaining this. From this state of being, allow your awareness to be on the water that you brought. Whatever it is that's holding the water that you will be drinking when you're ready. Allow yourself to feel your pulse in the water that you're going to drink. You don't even need to think about this. It might seem impossible, but it is completely possible. And it's already happening anyway. You're just bringing more attention and awareness to this natural process of life that's already happening. And if you can feel your pulse in the water, or if not, just allow your awareness to be in the water, in the field of expression that is you, feeling your body. If you're feeling this, then you can acknowledge that all of our organs, our glands, everything in our body are our best friends. They are our most direct. They're our most direct companions that are always there supporting us. They are our immediate family. And when we're with family that we love, we start to glow, start to have those moments of celebration that are just so natural because they are nature. And if you're feeling your pulse in the water, just gently acknowledge that that water could be hundreds of millions of years old. Deep, 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 ancient, sacred. An element that is fashioned with nature itself. Universal nature is already in that water. And you're just choosing to feel love and gratitude for it. This is cause for celebration. And things that we used to do to cover up the pain that we weren't able to acknowledge. They can no longer be a crutch that we use because we're using our common sense to make sense of the nature that we already are. And that is totally around us and supporting us. Now just focus on feeling your pulse throughout your entire body. Almost like with each beat of the heart, you are sending and receiving signals of your own inner nature, connecting coherently to the greater natural universe that is within and around all of us, all the time. You can start to get so good at feeling your pulse that eventually it synchronizes to that while you're conscious of it. And with practice, it becomes the most empowering feeling there ever could be. And it was always there. We just weren't consciously connecting to it. But we are now. If you want to keep going with this and being in this state of being, you can hang up and just stay where you are for as long as you want. When you're ready to just drink some of that water, sip on it. Acknowledge the profundity of its own essential nature. And all the systems and rhythms of our own body are already synchronized to all these greater natural processes. We're just creating coherence between our awareness of it and its awareness of us. Because it's always there. It's always observing. It's aware of everything that we are. And it will support us unconditionally when we begin to start trusting it and allowing our perception to be fashioned by it, to evolve by our relationship to it. and everybody that's here still. Just acknowledge one more time that whatever substances or issues you are focused on, just let yourself acknowledge that somehow they were teachers. And there was some lesson they were teaching to us. And if we know it or we don't, it doesn't matter. We're just creating a habit of remembering that our own inner nature is already working miracles. We just need to consciously align our sense of self, our self-awareness, with what that already is. And when our coherent fields start to synchronize with the greater universal or divine fields, when our energy field becomes synchronized with that, we have the ability to create new states of the ability to feel new possibilities, new potential, that for all we know could be right on the cutting edge of our own evolution, individually and as a species. Just allow yourself to stay totally calm and totally alert at the same time. Take your hands, rub them together, and create friction, heat. When you have it warmed up, put the palms of your hands over your eyes and let it be dark. And see if the light of your own awareness can illuminate the darkness that you brought to it. They are one and the same. They need each other to exist. We're just bringing more balance to it by being aware of these poles in and around us. Use your fingers and start at the top of your head and just gently tap down your forehead, on your face, your chin, your jaw, your neck, and let that tapping, let it open up areas and feelings of your body that you're ready to feel. And thank you for everybody. Thank you, Greg, and everybody here that's joined. Get the word out. Let's get as many to these meditations as possible. And we'll see you next week.